Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Faith Spotlight. Joining me today is Rita El-Mounayer, who is CEO of SAT7. Thanks for joining us today, Rita.
Thank you for having me, Mario.
Well, maybe if you could start off, Rita, by just explaining what SAT7 is and what you do.
SAT7 is a bouquet of 4 channels, 2 in Arabic, 1 in Turkish, and 1 in Farsi. The 2 in Arabic, one of them is for the family. So we carry lots of films, youth programs, women's programs, church services, teaching programs. And the other channel is SAT7 Kids. It's for children, because we realize that 60% of the Middle East today, and especially the Arab world, is under the age of 29. And then the third channel is SAT7 Turk, serving the Turkish community, the people who speak Turkish in Turkey. And the fourth channel is SAT7 Pars in Farsi, and 2 dialects, Tajik and Dari, serving Iran and Afghanistan. And then in 2021, sorry, Mario, in 2021, we launched the first on-demand services online. It's like Netflix, but Christian Netflix in 3 languages, Turkish, Farsi, and Arabic. And in this app, it's called SAT7 Plus, that you can get it, like for free, iOS or Android. You can binge watching all our programs in these 3 languages, as well as watching us live streaming through the app HD quality.
What would you say the mission and the purpose is of the organization?
Well, it's sharing God's love to millions of people who maybe lost all hope with government, with education systems, with what's happening in the region from war and corruption, etc. So what we try to do is to share the gospel with these millions of people watching us, or potential viewers who will watch us on satellite and online. And also at the same time, we would like, through the programs we produce, to support the church and serve our society and communities.
Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit, Rita, just about the reach that you have in that region?
Well, the region consists of more than 670 million people. And this is our potential reach, because 87% of the Middle East and North Africa today, they depend on satellite television as their only source of education, entertainment, and information. So we try to be there among many other channels. They're secular, some of them are Christians, to broadcast God's love. And according to our statistics, there is independent research that we have conducted in 2021. We know that we have at least 13 million known viewers watching us. And when I say known viewers, it's just people admitting in the region who are not Christian, who are Muslims, admitting that they are watching satellite television.
Can you talk a little bit about the history behind SAT7 and how it came about and when it came about?
Well, in 1995, and maybe a little bit before that, our founder, who lived in the region for many years, realized that people depend on television because they are illiterate. So they cannot even read the first page of the newspaper. How can we reach these people with the love of God if they cannot read, if they cannot write, they cannot even, understand maybe the biblical concept, like in Christianity? So what is the best mean to reach these people? And he came with the idea, television. So let's use television to reach these people, especially that the penetration of satellite, as I said earlier, is really huge in the Middle East and North Africa. So in 1995, he signed an agreement with the board and executive board of SAT7 that he, formulated or formed, let's say, and also inviting the local churches to take part of it. So we are there, together with churches in the region to support, SAT7 ministries. And on the 31st of May, 1996, like today, we're 31st of May today, 2023, Set 7 was launched. It was only 2 hours of Arabic programming a week. And month after month, years after years, the 2 Arabic, like hours became maybe 2 hours a day, and then 24-hour channel for Arabic, later on bars, 24-hour channel, then kids, and at the end, Set 7 Turk.
So can you explain maybe a little bit about the types of programming that are on the network?
Yeah, I always say, when I say like Christian television, sometimes in the West, especially in North America, they think that these televangelists come and then, like talking heads all the time. No, we're a bit different. So our genres differ from youth programming to women's show, to music videos, to live programming where we can interact with our viewers, to documentaries, featured films, Christian films, cartoons for children, and church services, teaching programs, discipleship programs. So we have a variety of genres because we would like to compete with secular television. I know we don't have the budget, for that, but at least we have the heart and the message of giving hope to millions of people, because I really think that the biggest problem in the Middle East today is hopelessness. And here we are giving them the hope. And it's not the false hope. It's the hope that we find in Christ every day.
And beyond the, what's on the television, and the programming, what else do you do, to support people in their journeys?
Well, if I'm going to talk about media, we are producing, programs for satellite television. And also we are very heavy on social media. So we are there also producing specifically for social media. And when I say specifically for social media, it's short clips just to attract, like the young generation in the Middle East and North Africa.
Yeah.
And of course, we have our on-demand services. But we have also an audience relation team, and this is a support team where they're working behind the scenes, trying to support viewers' requests. So when a viewer contact us, and we have the numbers on the screen, and we're on WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, like all the social media, and SMS, and also emails, we try to follow up with these people contacting us in the Arab world, in Iran, and in Turkey, and we communicate with them. We answer the questions. There are a lot of prayer requests. We pray for them. And at the end, we connect them with the local churches or local ministries on the ground who try, to be there physically to these people and supporting them with their journey of faith.
Now, Rita, what is your journey of faith, and how did you get to where you are now in this role?
I was born in a Christian family. I'm from Lebanon. Lebanon is a Christian country, and my family were Christian. But at the age of 15, I committed myself, to Jesus Christ. And I say this means like I invited him to have a personal relationship with him, to guide me, to be there, for me, to give me the vision and the heart to serve the people that I live with, the Middle Eastern, people. And this is how I started with Set 7. I started the journey of faith. And many years later, I studied media because I wanted to make a difference through media into the millions, of people watching television and hooked to television sets. And in 1995, the end of 95, Set 7 was looking to media professionals who are committed Christians in the region. And they invited me on board just to volunteer and write and produce a children program for Set 7. So I was there from the beginning. The first show, as I said, it was the 31st of May, 1996, and I was hosting a program for children. It was 10 minutes, 12 minutes, connecting with these children, telling them Bible stories, and also competitions to see if they are really, listening and understanding what I'm talking about. And this program in a few months started to be like really very popular among the children in the region, contacting me, sending me letters. It was 1996, it's long before, SMS and all the social media platforms. And I have realized after like a couple of years that I need to be full-time with the ministry. So I quit my job. It was a Christian radio. It's called FIBA. So I quit it and I started the full-time with Sat7. And year after year, I finished my studies and I was responsible for the Arabic programming, everything, not just children. And after that, the PARS, the Farsi speaking programs and the Turkish speaking programs. And in 2017, I was appointed to be the deputy CEO, taking over from the founder. And in 2019, I became the CEO.
Okay, so I'm curious on two levels. First of all, how important was television to you personally as a child growing up, and why is television important to reach youth?
I was born during the war in Lebanon, and so I lived all my childhood years and my teenage years during in the war, in a war zone. We, as Lebanese, we fought with everyone. I mean, like at the end, we had a civil war, and it was really scary, especially for a child like me. My dad was in the Christian militia, and my mom was very sick during the war. So I lost my mom at the age of 7. My sister was 5. And it was really a childhood full of challenges because we had all these uncertainties and insecurities. And me and my sister, we were very afraid to lose our dad as well. But dad played a big role in our passion for television. So a lot of times, it's not safe to go outside, to play outside as a child like everyone else in the whole world. So we were just, like hiding, sometimes in bunkers, sometimes in the safest room in the house where the windows are covered with earth and afraid. So my dad wanted to distract us from what's happening outside, like the house or the bunkers. So he'll bring a television set, and it was black and white. Those days, it was the 70s. And we didn't have electricity. And don't ask me how he did it. I had no idea. He will hook the television set to a car battery, and he will let us watch television. I don't remember what we were watching, but it played the trick. I mean, we were really immersed in this world of television where maybe everything is fake, and we were distracted what's happening outside.
Yeah.
And each time the bombs are heavier and louder, my dad will come and put the volume up. So he will distract us, like from war and from death. And this played a huge role in my upbringing. And my sister and I both, especially when we became Christian, we said television played a big role in our lives. So we want to study media, and we want to produce programs that will distract children from what's happening outside, but not immerse them in a fake world, but in a real world. It's the reality of the love of God to us, it's the reality of His word. And we started producing Christian shows. And today I'm the CEO, and I'm based in Cyprus, and my sister is responsible for kids programming in Lebanon. She works, like with the Lebanese team, just bringing the hope of Christ, bringing the security that we all long for, especially in countries like the Middle East.
How difficult is it to be a Christian in that region of the world right now?
When you are born, when you are Christian born or born Christian, it's not very difficult, and especially in countries like Lebanon, where like it's a Christian country, or like Christianity is respected in like in countries like Egypt and maybe Jordan and other part of the Middle East. But being a Christian from a Muslim background, this is a big challenge. you will face a lot of resentment from your family, from your community, from your relatives, from your friends. Maybe you will not be offered employment like other people. You will always be number two citizen, and it's really hard. But the amazing thing in all this, that the Christians coming from a Muslim background, they are so resilient and determined to make a difference. And they are ready to give their life for the sake of Jesus Christ. And I remember this a story from Algeria. These Algerian Christians, of course, coming from all Muslim background, they were always, like inviting Sat7 to come and visit the church in Algeria and broadcast the church, like church from Algeria, the church services from Algeria. And we were a bit reluctant because we were carrying church services from Lebanon and Egypt because like Christianity is recognized there. But Algeria, they're all from a Muslim background. And they insisted. So I went, to Algeria and visited the church. And it was amazing to see these people just loving Jesus Christ, worshiping, spending hours in prayers on their knees. And after that, like the early church, cooking together and sharing a meal. And then one lady, she said, so are you ready now to broadcast, like our services, like to the whole, Middle Eastern world? And I said, are you sure you want to do this? And she was, yes, what's the problem? And I said, well, millions of people, we see your faces. And maybe, she said, what? What are you afraid of? I said, well, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm just afraid for your sake. And she looked me in the eyes and she told me, you mean persecution? And I said, yes. And she said, Rita, persecution is a crown we wear on our heads every single day. Don't take it away from us. And from that day, we started broadcasting church services from Algeria for many years, until 2018, when they started closing the churches bit by bit, church after church after church. And I was like so scared for the church there, for the believers there. So I called them and I said, are you doing okay? And they told me, Rita, we're doing great. They can close our churches. They are buildings, but they can never close our hearts loving Jesus Christ. And this is amazing, like in spite of persecution, challenges, and insecurities and fear, the church is on its knees praying. And yes, sometimes it's helpless, but not hopeless.
So why do you do this? What's your motivation in this?
I didn't live a proper childhood. And it was challenging, like for me not to have the security that every child has the right to experience. And those days, I didn't care much about somebody giving me food or clothes or anything else. All I cared about is somebody to pat me on the shoulder and tell me everything is gonna be okay. And this is what I'm trying to do, and the team in Sat7 trying to do, to pat these people, not physically, but spiritually on the shoulder and telling them, hey, we feel with you because we're Middle Eastern like you. We live the hardship, we live the pain, the uncertainties of war, maybe a little bit of persecution, displacement, but we're not alone. He is with us. When we're up, he's up. When we're down, he's down with us. And maybe things will not change because, yes, I'm not diluting what's happening in the Middle East today. It's really serious. But we're not alone. We have him and he's using us. And all our passion, and I say our, it's myself and my team, all our passion is to make God's love visible in the countries of the Middle East and North Africa. So it's the passion that leads us. It's we consider Sat7 is a call more than a job that you come 9 to 5 and you go home.
Yeah. All right. Well, wonderful. I appreciate you taking the time to talk about Sat7 and its mission and what it does in the world, especially in the Middle Eastern region of the globe. Thank you, Rita, for joining us today.
Thank you, Mario. I mean, like the beauty in Sat 7, that it is for the people in the Middle East, by the people in the Middle East. And I think this is unique, among all, Christian channels.
All right, wonderful. That was Rita El-Mounayer, who is CEO of Sat 7. I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Faith Spotlight. Thanks for joining us today.